Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, being great examples to us, young brothers. Peace and blessings to all for elect, Lord willing, to be a part of that number. All right, I'm the brother Qadar from the GMS branch of Chicago, coming back with another video. And this video is going to be entitled Response to this clamorous woman. Okay, because this woman thinks she knows something and she knows nothing at all, when it comes to the scriptures. So I wanted to play this BS, man, for edification's sake, and then we're gonna chop her up with the scriptures. Okay, so let me play this quick clip real quick. Which is false. Okay, that's false. All right, we're gonna prove that because we can head over to Job, the 2nd chapter. Okay, and let's start at verse 1. It says, again, there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. Okay, so Satan is the top angel on the left-hand side. All right, just like Yahweh Shai is the top angel on the right-hand side. Okay, just like Michael is the top, one of the top angels on the right-hand side as well. Okay, the Lord said He made 2 and 2, one against another. All right, the Lord said a false balance is an abomination. So you're gonna have the good, and you're gonna have angels on the right-hand side who do the will of the Most High, and then you're gonna have angels on the left-hand side who do the dirty work of the Most High. Okay, but they all go back to the Most High. They don't disobey the Most High. Okay, see, these people try to put the Most High in a box, and they just don't have no understanding. Because how can the Lord be omnipotent? Okay, and He don't got control of His own creation? That's some bullshit. Okay, so let's keep reading. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said, hast thou considered my servant Job? There is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. Okay, and Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for sin? Yeah, all that a man have will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. Okay, so went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore boils, and from the sole of his foot unto his crown. So Satan started to afflict Job, but him and the Most High had a bet that Satan wouldn't forsake. Job wouldn't forsake or curse the Most High because it was of his affliction. And the Most High said you can afflict him, but you can't kill him. Okay, and Satan did afflict him, and Satan did not kill him because he obeys Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. So that's some bullshit. Okay. I had this one lined up as well. This James 2 and 19. It says, thou believest that there is one Yahweh, thou doest well. The devils believe also. The devils also believe and tremble. So we rebuke demons. We rebuke left-hand spirits on the left-hand side through the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. Why do you think in the New Testament, when they say cast out devils, they were casting out evil spirits from among people through the name of Yahweh Bashim El Shai? If they were rebelling against the Most High, they wouldn't take heed. But that shows you that the Lord is in power, and it also shows you that you have to be awoke. You have to be what's the word? The Lord has to open up your mind to receive this truth, man. You know, and that's a blessing in itself. So let's keep reading. I got more on that topic as well, but I just want to bring that out real quick.
You are made in the image of God. God literally molded us with his own hands and breathed his own breath into our bodies to give us life. So I just want you to imagine the level of jealousy. Like, demons really hate us because they hate us. That's why demons hate us. People like,
and that breath goes into the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? The Lord gave that to Adam. All right? To his line, the Adamites. All right, the sons of God. Okay.
Understand or grasp the detail of this heavenly rebellion. So in walks the serpent, he's telling Eve, take up my job. Listen, keep up with me. It's two trees they can't touch. The knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. This tree that Satan wanted them to eat from first. The good and evil tree, right? The knowledge of good and evil. Now when they ate this, they realized they were naked, right? And it's at this point when God realizes that happened. Well, not realize, he knows, but when he confronts them on that happening, he kicks them out of the garden. It literally says in Genesis, he said, let me go. Then the Lord God said, look, human beings have become like us being trained to free on it. Knowing both good and evil. What if they reach out, take the fruit from the tree of life and eat it? Then they will live forever. So the Lord then banished them. So already can I tell y'all God is...
This bitch is retarded, man. Let me grab this Genesis 3. Matter of fact, I'll grab it right here. Because ultimately, that serpent, okay, still had the pigmentation, but was in the spirit of Esau. All right, was in the spirit of a devil. That's why they call him the serpent. Okay, putting that evil philosophy in the mind of Eve, man. All right, knowing that she's the weaker vessel. That's why it says he's the most subtle beast of the field, as it says in verse 1. Okay, you go into subtle, it goes into crafty. Okay. And let's read down where it says, let's read verse 6. It says, when a woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, and to her, and he did eat. So she brought that philosophy to Adam, you know, who took it in. He should have rebuked her, you know. But verse 7, it says, and the eyes of them both were open. They saw that they were naked, or meaning they were acting like the other nations, man. Okay. It says, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. All right. So let's keep playing this video.
Because listen, imagine if God had not taken them from that garden. The enemy would have tricked them into eating the tree of life, making them immortal. Immortally stuck in their sin. Y'all not hearing me wrong? Immortally stuck in their sin. And we would have been just like the fallen angels, y'all. Y'all don't understand. This is crazy. Like, this is absolutely insane. Satan had it out for us so bad. We would have been damned just like them. He's so crafty, like that never crossed my mind before. But now in comes the book of Enoch, when it talks about the watchers, the angels that procreated with the human women, and they brought down heavenly knowledge we were never supposed to know. This is Satan attempting again to come.
And that's another thing that's off, because angels don't have sex. All right, the Bible tells you that clearly. Okay, so let's keep playing that.
To corrupt everything, to corrupt DNA, to corrupt the creation. It was the tower of Babel where God had to intervene again, so that we didn't get ahead of ourselves, so that we weren't aids to our own destruction. This is dope. God is so good. He's so good in every aspect, and I just had to share that with y'all. Like, this is pretty. Like, he really tried it. Anyway, y'all, if you like it, follow it. Comment down below something else.
So I wanted to grab this 1 Kings 22 and 14, going into the wicked ass King Ahab. 1 Kings 22 and 14. Let me see. Let's see. All right, because this was Ahab was going to go to battle, and he was asking his prophets, You know, if he goes out to battle, will it be successful? Will he receive the victory? You know, and they all told him yes. But, you know, watch this. This is 1 Kings 22 and verse 14. It says, Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord said unto me, that will I speak. So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it to the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing, that the Lord, that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? And he said, I saw all Israel scatter upon the hills as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master, let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, the southern kingdom king at the time, it says, did not I tell thee that he will prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on the throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. So you have the righteous, so like all the angels are righteous because they simply do the will of the Most High. Okay, but you have the angels on the right hand side and the angels on the left hand side. Okay, verse 20, it says, and the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said in his matter, on this matter, and another said on that matter. So, hey, so that there, the Lord's like, hey, who gonna put the spirit on him to go down to Ramoth Gilead to fight so he could fall? You know, and his angels like, I'll do it. Let me do this. Let me do that. You know? So once again, you got the angels on the left-hand side and the angels on the right-hand side. It says, verse 21, there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith he said, I will, wherewith? So the Lord was like, how? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him to prevail also, go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. But Zedekiah the son of Kenah went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek and said, which way went the spirit of the Lord from me to speak unto thee? Okay, it says, yeah, and that was the point. You know, Ahab did fall in battle. You know, you had the young man shoot the arrow in the air from the bow. You know, and Ahab even changed his clothes, all right, to look like the king of Judah. Okay, but he still got hit because the Lord directed that arrow, man. You know, so once again, showing you that these angels are controlled by Yahweh Shem El Shai. They were created to serve him. All right, they're in the spirit. They're not in the flesh. They don't have the desire to eat, to have sex. Okay, they simply carry out their will. All right, like in the book of Tobit. All right, right. Raphael made it seem as if he was eating before them, but he wasn't. You know, but these people don't have the understanding, man. So Lord, when this lesson is edifying, you know, going into this clamorous ass woman, man, she don't understand nothing. Okay, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem El Shai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all four elect. Lord willing to be a part of that number. Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Wa Baba Ball.